Good morning and happy Monday, Math 6. I hope you had a wonderful weekend and are ready to jump into things today. Make sure you're comfortable, have the materials you need, and today I'm going to ask you to really make sure you're in a good spot. You might want headphones for our first activity, or just make sure you're away from distractions. And I know this says we're going to start with a mental math warm-up, but we're actually going to start with some mindfulness. So I realized over the last 2 weeks that I've been forgetting about our Mindfulness Monday, and I'm bummed that I haven't been including that in the lessons because I've been practicing my mindfulness and my meditation every day, and that's something that's really helped me during such a weird time in our life. So I'm going to invite you to do the same today. So go ahead and pause the video here. I'm going to do this with you. And then go back to the assignment sheet, the distance learning plan, the same place where you got the link to this video. Then go down to the assignment section and you'll see a hyperlink to today's mindfulness practice. And it's using Headspace, the same app that we use during the school year and during class. So you'll recognize Andy's voice, the same guy. It's really short. It's only about a minute long, but I'm going to invite you to do that before you continue on in the video. So I'm going to pause now. I will urge you to do the same, and I'll see you back here in a moment. That was just a mini meditation, and it was different than what we've done before, right? Had us keeping our eyes open, having a soft focus. So I want you to remember in times where you're feeling a little stressed, you might be feeling overwhelmed, or just like you have a million thoughts going on in your head, you can always pause, take a deep breath, be really in touch with your breathing, and have a soft focus for a little bit. Could help you get back into things. You can also subscribe to the Headspace app, their YouTube page or channel. So you can get access to a lot of mini meditations or even some longer ones like we were doing in class. So remember that awesome practice you guys were doing so well with during the school year. All right, now that our brains are in a better space, let's get rolling with a mental math warm-up. So these are still from you guys, created by you. And so let's go. Start with 80. Divide by 5. Take away 11. Multiply by 11. And increase by 9. Pause if you're not ready to hear the answer, or if you want to listen to it again. But the answer is 64. All right, let's do one more. Start with 66. Triple it. Add 15. Divide by 3. Multiply by 4. Subtract 8. These numbers are getting high. 276 should have been your final solution. Again, feel free to rewatch, pause, solve again using mental math. All right, last week we were talking about problem solving with inequalities. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about how to rewrite an inequality that might make it easier for you to graph. So I'm going to flip you over to another screen and show you some examples of how you can rewrite inequalities. All right, here we have an inequality. We know it's an inequality because they're not equal. We have x is greater than or equal to 4. So we know x could be 4, but it could be greater than 4 as well. So this is actually pretty simple to graph. For time's sake, I'm going to just say that this is my 4. My handwriting is atrocious on this thing. And here's our negative 4. So I'm going to make a circle at 4. And I want you to be thinking, should it be an open or closed circle? If you said closed circle, you are right. So I'm going to color this in. Oh, it's so sloppy. You know that's driving me crazy. X is greater than or equal to 4. So that closed circle shows me that it could be 4, but it also could be greater. So I'm going to make my arrow to the right because it could be 5, it could be 6, it could be 1,000, it could be anything more than 4 or equal to 4. So this was pretty simple to graph because our variable x was first. Sometimes it's a little harder for us to figure out how to graph if our integer is first and our variable is second. So I'm going to give you an example here. If we had 7 is less than c. Now we're thinking on our number line, we know that our circle has to go on 7. Do a quick number line here. So we know our circle goes on 7. We know just because it's a less than sign, it's going to be open. So that's cool. But we're trying to figure out which way should our arrow go. 7 is less than c. I actually find it helpful to rewrite the inequality with c first. C, and I know that the greater sign is open to c, so I'm going to do c. My sign is still open to c, and then 7. This says the same thing. 7 is less than c, which means c is greater than 7. When I see the variable first, c is greater than 7, oh, okay, cool. Then I know that my arrow has to go to the right. Got it. No problem at all. So by rewriting your inequality with the variable first, it can be super helpful when you're graphing. So let's look at another example. What if we had -14 is greater than or equal to m? That m is for you, Miles. -14 is greater than or less than m. If I wanted to rewrite this inequality with the variable first, I'm going to put m, my variable, it's unknown, and then take a look at this. It's closed, going towards the m. So I'm going to make my sign also close towards the m, and it's more open towards my -14. So these say the same thing, it's just rewritten in a different way. The same way you could write 6 times 3, 3 times 6. Handwriting is really bad. The same way you could write 5 is greater than 4. You could write 4 is less than 5. So you've been rewriting inequalities before. This is still an inequality. Now we're just doing it with variables. And when we do the variable first in an inequality, it makes our graphing a lot easier. So again, I'm going to do a quick graph. Have my midpoint of 0, a +14, goodness, and a -14. M is less than or equal to -14. So I know it's going to be a closed circle because it could be -14, but it also could be less than -14. So I'm going to go to the left because I know things to the left on the number line are going to be less than. So that's going to be some of your practice today for today's assignment is going to be graphing some inequalities or looking at how to graph them and also practicing rewriting inequalities with the variable first. So feel free to rewatch this video and it will help you when you go to do the practice. Keep up the awesome work. I'm so proud of you. Email me if you have questions. We can hop on a Google Meet. Also, be checking your email and be mindful of the groups that you're in. We're going to be meeting. We're going to split our class in half into Group 1 and Group 2. Group 1, I will be meeting with you on Tuesdays. Group 2, I will be meeting with you on Thursdays. But of course, you guys, if you have any questions or need to meet, or if I need to meet with you, I will send you an email and we'll be in touch. I hope you have a marvelous Monday. Keep working hard. I'm so proud of you. And I will see you guys later. Have a good one.